Hi guys, it's Ryan here from the Collector's Chat, here to do another video. This was a video that was requested back when I did a little look at video for this fella. Somebody wanted to see the Iron Man bust and the Batman side by side. So in my spare time I thought, why not? So here it is anyway. So let's have a quick look at the Batman, which is a great bust. And then we'll get to the Iron Man, which again, I think is a great bust. Both are well executed. I don't think any are bad. Although we'll get in with a closer detail of the Iron Man. So, just so you can make your own mind up. For me, both are well executed. I think the paint apps on the Iron Man are really good as well. Obviously, if you go really looking, you'll find some nitpicks, I imagine, like anything. But yeah, it's a bit dusty, so I do apologise about that. But yeah, as you can see, it's got a glossy finish to it. So, Helmy, when he came around, actually said this, or I think it was the Mark III, said it had a looked slightly better. I can't say that myself, as I haven't seen it, but I'll take his word for it. And if it is better than this, well, my God, that's good then, because I'm really happy with this. This is good enough for me. So, like having a movie prop in your house. But yeah, so the details become a bit down here. You can see all the details, and looks like real screws, but I'm pretty sure they're just all sculpted. And focus in again. Again. So overall, the paint application on this is very well done. And it's very nice piece, and I'm proud to have it in my collection. And yeah, and the back is basically just, obviously, if we come around the back here, it's all this good stuff. And it's just the back, but it looks good. It's well done. So yeah, so happy with this piece. Obviously, if I take a step back, you could see these guys. Obviously, there is a difference in size. The Iron Man, well, if I can get a better view here, is a bit. The shoulders are a bit wider because of the shoulder pads. Whereas the Batman's are just a little bit shorter. Also, the shoulder pads on the Iron Man are actually separate. You have to attach them, and and actually, the Iron Man's probably shoulder pads are probably one of the heaviest parts of the piece. Believe it or not, very, very weighty. And if you do have this and you pick this up, when moving it, take these off. Take the shoulder pads off just to be safe, because I don't think it'll take much for them when moving it anyway to knock them off or anything. And then the head as well is a separate piece that you attach as well. So there's a lot of putting together in this. The lights are pretty simple. Probably not worth showing that much. I might, if I do a separate video just for this, I might just show you the light up features on it, but I'm just going to show you how I have it displayed. And I don't usually have it displayed here on this table here. I usually have it displayed up here. As you can see, there's a massive gap there between Keats and Robert Patrick, or the T1000. But yeah, my only gripe with this piece is this fella. the arc reactor. As you can see, it's just plain white. Nothing really there. And yes, when it's lit up, you know, it's not going to make that much of a big deal. You won't notice it. But I don't have it lit up all the time. And also, when Hot Toys, something as 1/6 scale can have an arc reactor in it, you know, and it's a fully working light up arc reactor, and even some you can actually take out and put back in. And this makes you wonder why on a piece this is over £1,000 couldn't have that in there. But other than that, really, that's my only real gripe with this figure. Other than that, it's a well done piece, and I like it a lot. And if you're an Iron Man collector, I'm sure you'll like it. If I was to compare it to this, obviously they're two very different pieces. I think the execution is a bit better on this, and also it's a bit more impressive due to the fact that they've had to do it off a human face, as we can see here. The facial, like the mouth and that, the skin texture and everything is really, really good, especially for something in polystone. And maybe they can get away with it a bit more with it being polystone. Sorry, not with it being polystone, with it being life size. They can make the polystone look a bit more real in life size form than they can in quarter scale. And again, it's just like the finishes on this. Well, there's a couple of things you can nitpick on the Iron Man, which is very little. It's still very little, but for me, this piece is flawless. I just can't find any paint defects with it or anything. And again, the eyes, if you give it a bit of a zoom in on the eyes, I think the eyes are very well done. And I love, like I said in the other video, how the makeup sort of wears away. It looks really nice. And again there, so that's very, very good and very movie accurate as well, so it's always good on Sideshow for doing that. So yeah, so there you go, there's a little bit closer look at the mouth, looks great. And also this is very well done here underneath. And when Helmy came anyway, he saw this and he said this was excellent. And he actually said it shits all over the other busts, really. He says the only one that is a worthy contender is the Arnold one from the T2. So, and he says that's pretty amazing. I mean, I've only seen pictures and videos of that, so I can't judge myself. But I'll take Helmy's word for it. I think he has it, he said. I think he has it in, I don't know if he has it with him at the moment, but he has had it. And Charlie has it as well for Bruce Campbell's chin. And I always remember him doing a live unboxing of his Arnold, and he was very, very happy with it. He was very happy, and I think it's one of his best pieces in his collection, and personally to him as well. So, yeah. I love the cape as well on this. I think it's a nice material. It's a little bit dusty at the moment, so I do apologise about that. That's my only gripe with it. It gets real dust on it really easy, so I'm going to have to go over that. But you've got the, I'll say, it's nice material, sort of like a cloth material, and then it's like a different sort of material, like a silkier material on the inside. So, but yeah, it sits right, and it's simple. All it does on this, whereas with the Iron Man you're always fiddling around with trying to get the shoulder pads in, it just tucks in. You just push it in between this gap, and there you go, it's done. So if you want, as far as simplicity goes, the Batman bust is better for that, and I'd say overall finish was a bit better as well, but only just a little bit. This is not like, you know, a big thing. I'd say the Batman as well as an overall piece is a bit lighter. Now I know some collectors don't like that. I'm not saying it's like really light, it's not really light, but what I mean is This here, I always get a bit frightened of moving it around. It's always quite scary, you know, trying to move it. But with the Batman bust, it's really simple. You just grab the underneath here, and off you go. You can move it. And another surprising thing with this is, you look at this base and you think there's a good chance, possibly, out of the two anyway, if you look, that this could be a bit more wobbly. Well, in actual fact, this, depending on how you have it, I mean, I don't know if you can see underneath on the base there's a bit of a gap underneath, and sometimes if you don't get that correct, it can be a bit shaky and wobbly. You know, it doesn't take much. I mean, if I zoom out now, sort of, we can't really see it that much, but with the camera and that, but it does wobble just a little bit, but not too much, especially if you have the wire underneath as well. You have to watch that as well, so that can make it, but as you can see, that's a little bit easier to move. And the Batman, this is obviously because it's on the box, but the actual, if I put my foot on the box and that, you can move it, simple, but it's not, it doesn't wobble, which is good. I just thought it was yeah, clever design, and overall I think that if I had to pick, I have to tell you, like, personally, pick between the two, and it's already hard enough anyway, because like I say, I absolutely love the Iron Man, love it to bits. Whereas most people know I'm a massive Batman fan, but even then, if I had to pick a piece that wowed me the most, it would have to be the Batman. I think it's just, like I say, because it's trying to capture a human being and the look of somebody, an actual person, whereas that's, even though that looks incredible, and you look at that, and if people come in my room or whatever in the house, into this room, and they go, wow, that Iron Man is fucking awesome. The first thing everyone gets drawn to is this, and then I got this, and then people come in and they go, holy shit, you know, the next thing they get drawn to is this. But everybody agrees when they come in, this has obviously had a lot more work put into it, with it being a human sort of face. It's had a lot more, it's a lot harder to get right, and there's a lot more chances of fucking up on this. So when I did buy this, I was very nervous, and not that I thought that it was a bad piece, obviously I wouldn't have bought it if I thought that. I was just hoping mine came all good without any QC issues and stuff like that, but luckily it came flawless, and you know, couldn't be happier. You know, and like I say, there's the big massive box that it came with. Decent box art. I actually got rid of the Iron Man's box because the Iron Man's box is just way too big to keep, and had absolutely nowhere to put it, so had to move it. And I probably won't sell this either. I don't know, I don't have any urge to sell it. But yeah, but if you're into Iron Man, definitely pick this up. Just make sure you get one, obviously, that hasn't had any QC issues like this one I've got here. This has got none at all, really. None worth worrying about anyway. No, none that I can notice. But like I say, if you're a Batman and an Iron Man fan, and you can only have one in your collection, personally, just me, different obviously with everyone, I'd pick this one. Even though this has got the light up features, you're paying more. This was a lot more than what I paid for this, and I got this on a special sale as well at Pop Culture. But even then, you're paying more for a light up feature, and unless you've got it hooked up all the time, you're not going to have it on. And it's a nice feature and all. It's like with the Hot Toys as well. Oh, it's cool, it lights up, it does all that, it's really cool to show your friends and this, that and the other. But when it comes down to it, you know, you're getting everything that you get on this is being on display, it's being shown, nothing is being, you don't have to switch anything on. It's just get it straight out of the box. It's all one piece as well. There's no, other than the cape putting it in. There's no putting it together or anything like that. Whereas with this as well, there's a lot of, you got to pop the shoulders in, and then you got to put the head on as well. Connect that all up. So again, like I say, simplicity. I give it to the Batman. It's just personally, anyway. It's an overall. I think the Batman is a better bust, but then again, that is entirely. It just depends on the person. But I think if anyone got both of these, you wouldn't be disappointed with either of them, because, like I say, they're two well done busts from Sideshow, and I've been incredibly fortunate that none of mine have had any QC issues on them. So, and I know there's people that have had QC issues on this guy, and it's a shame, and I feel bad for the people that have. And that's it. All it takes is one bad experience, and it puts people off. But I was very lucky, and I'm very fortunate, and I'm grateful that nothing happened to mine. So that's all good. But like I say, with this one, just overall finish is done. I mean, the points that get me are the eyes. We get a quick look again. When you look at that, you go, that looks great. And you look at this eye again. I don't know what they do, they put sort of a gloss effect on it, but it looks really great, and the eyelids look amazing as well, just with the makeup and that. Then the mouth, this is another thing I also look for, being a Hot Toys collector, as they do spot on head sculpts pretty much majority of the time, and they're so lifelike and everything like that. They're, the best head sculpts more or less on the market, other than Enterbay and things like that as well. This is a big point for me, something that on statues you tend to notice, but again, really well executed, and like I said, if I get a bit of a zoom in there, he just looks good, and you can almost see like very shaved, and the lips look really good, and also, more importantly, it looks like Christian Bale. Like the mouth bit is like Christian Bale, so that's always good as well. So well done to Sideshow again for doing that. Well done. So yeah, that's well, actually, just one more thing as well, and Halmy did make a really good point with this. Whereas with this, it looks mostly good, and most of it does look like metal, I'd say. Most of it like the silvery bits. There are certain bits that probably don't have the glossy finish that I'd like it to have, or as much of a glossy finish as you can see. And so there's a couple of occasions where you can tell it's not fully metal, but it's still overall pretty good. But with the Batman, I feel like everything on there looks the part. Like this looks like a rubbery material, like a gel sort of rubbery material. This looks like obviously like the armour, or let's say the Kevlar or whatever they put together. Everything just looks good, and again that looks like rubber netting, or like the rubber like sort of hexagons or whatever. That obviously run on his neck. It looks the part, and that's why I probably have to give the edge to the Batman. And also, there's just more details to look at. I mean, look at the head there. All the different, you got this, all these different things on the cowl. There's just more to look at. And that's just me personally. So, like I say, if you're watching this, let me know what you think. I'd love to know. Which do you prefer? Which do you like? Are you an Iron Man guy? Are you a Batman guy? That's another thing I'd like to know. And yeah, I think the next step would be to get Keaton. I would love to get a Keaton bust. That would be fucking awesome. So yeah, so hope this was a good enough sort of comparison video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I do apologise about some of the bad lighting, but yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you can grab both, grab both. But like I say, you can grab this Batman, grab him. He's fucking amazing. Absolutely love him. mind-blowing piece. Just really, really happy to have him in my collection. And yeah, so thanks again, and yeah, so I will see you later on the next video.